So Jake and I left Colorado 4 days ago, 5 days. Today's the fifth day. We've been taking our time traveling. We went to Oklahoma City. Now, this guy that was working at the Welcome Center as you get into Oklahoma, he highly recommended I go stay at what is that place that it's an outdoor store, it's an outdoor place, has boats and all of that. Gosh, why can't I think of the name of that? Do you ever do that? Anyhow, he highly recommended that I go stay there downtown Oklahoma City. It should be very nice, he said. They allow overnight parking at that particular one too. And then I could pick up the trolley and go to the National Memorial from the bombing back in 2003 or 2001, something like that. Anyhow, so what did Jake and I do? We said, that's what we're going to do. So we set our travels up. It took us about 4 hours, and we got there yesterday. I think it was around 2 o'clock or 2:30. And it is a small one, which surprised me, but they had signs up saying RVs and semi-trucks park in the far other end of the lot. So Jake and I drove over there, and we're talking, this entire place was packed. And I'm thinking, well, I don't see even people walking around hardly. Where's all these cars going to? Well, what I didn't know, it being a Sunday and today's Monday, that some Mexican group, I don't know if they're called something or what, but they go there where the RVs park, and they park their low-riding cars and trucks, crank up their big, huge boombox speaker, and they plan, some guy told me, that whom I almost backed into, and I apologized profusely. He said, I don't know if you want to be down here. He said, it's going to be loud, and I said, yeah, I parked to sleep for the night. So I wasn't real thrilled, and we decided Jake and I decided, I told Jake, we're going to get out of here. I just had the worst feeling down there. I don't know why. It was just bad energy for me, and I just had the creepy feeling, and I couldn't shake it, so we left. I wasn't real impressed. Downtown was nice, but it just didn't seem to flow easy like I'm used to with Denver. But anyhow, we got out of there and drove back the direction we came. I decided I've had enough of Oklahoma, and no criticism, as far as the people go, but the roads have been just terrible. For the most part, I'd say 75% of the roads I've traveled on in Oklahoma have been just awful. So I didn't like that. And I had this trucker who just rode my tail, and I don't care how low I drop my speed to. It's a 75 mile per hour zone, and I dropped it to 70, thinking he'll go around me. Oh no. So then I kept going, and I dropped it to 65. Wasn't budging, this red semi-truck. He stayed on my tail. I got all the way down to 55 miles per hour, and this red semi-truck stayed on my tail. We're talking maybe, of course, to me it looked like it was maybe 12 inches from my bumper, but it was probably about 36 inches or so, way too close to be following. I swear I could see him smoking a cigarette, looking out my rearview mirror, the driver smoking a cigarette. I could see it. It was that close. So I came upon an exit. It was within a mile, and I decided I'm going to go off that exit. And I dropped down to 50 miles an hour. Surely this guy will pass me. And he wasn't. So there was something very scary about this. And when I came to the exit, I didn't put on my blinker, and I waited till the far end of the exit, which isn't very far, and I zoomed off the exit so that he couldn't take the exit in case he was trying to follow me for some reason, which it felt like. It felt very negative energy. So guess where Jake and I are headed to now? We're going to Dallas. I want to go see Dallas's famous farmers market, and I've already checked it. It opens at 10 a.m. this morning. It's open now. So we have about, 180 miles to go. So what I think we're going to probably do is drive down to Dallas and find somewhere to park. Depends on how tired I am and how much I'm hurting. My chronic pain, it controls me. But the nice thing about doing the van life is it doesn't matter. I do what I want. So if I'm hurting, I stop for the night. If I'm not hurting, I'll drive. But it seems like the average I drive is about 4 hours a day. I know, call me a wimp, but it's too painful otherwise. Oh, and what was the other thing that bothered me about Oklahoma? I was trying to find postcards to send my grandkids. I like the tradition. I remember when I was growing up, my grandma Fern, she would send my sister and I postcards, especially like from England and places that she traveled. She didn't travel a lot, but when she did, she sent a postcard, and I love that. It's the only postcards I ever grew up getting that I can recall. But I remember getting postcards to send to friends back home when my family and my sister would go camping. So I was raised with postcards being sent, and I decided to do that with my grandkids. So I went to two different Walmarts here in Oklahoma City, back there in Oklahoma City, and a Target and a grocery store, and nobody had postcards. They kept telling me to go to the stationery section. I said, well, I'm not looking for note cards. I'm looking for postcards of the state I'm visiting to send back to my grandkids. Nope, nobody. They act like they'd never even heard of them. And these are people that were cashiers at Walmart that were probably around my age. So Jake and I had to stop and get gas, and guess what this gas station just had? Postcards. So I got enough postcards to send to the grandkids, and that made me happy. So now we're on our way, like I said, to the Dallas, Texas farmers market. I'm excited about that because I like to go to farmers markets. I like getting fresh vegetables, and hopefully they'll be less expensive than in the store. So that's about it. That's about where our day's wrapping up right now. We're on our 5th day. We left Thursday. I'm sorry, it's our 4th day. Well, if you count the day we left Thursday, we left actually around noon. So I'd say 4.5 days now. We're starting our 5th day. And we already drove through parts of Texas to get to Oklahoma City. And now we're heading back and we're headed south now to go to Dallas. And I want to go to Corpus Christi. I want to go to different places around Texas. So I had my little fill of experience in Oklahoma. I can say I've been there now. Did some shopping as far as at Walmart for supplies. And then we're going to hang out in Texas until the end of May when I have to go back, the last week of May. So I'm going to keep posting some different videos of this next 2 months, and so I hope you'll stay tuned and join Jake and I as we travel on this journey. Thank you so much for checking in, and